So classification. A classification problem is when the output variable is category, such as red or blue or disease and no disease. We have seen this definition before also, right? Now what happened if you try to apply your regression, linear regression on your classification model? So first of all, we'll understand what is this graph, okay? So this is already given that, okay, suppose you can say that this is called size of tumor, okay? On this axis, it is independent. One is size of tumor, and on right axis, it is saying this is generally probability 0 to 1, and it says if it is more than 0.5% probability, then it is a malignant. Okay, means your tumor is dangerous, and below 0.5 it is not dangerous. So in simple terms, when you are having this reading, okay, so you what happened when you see the data set, the output will be in the form of 1 or 0, like this. So 1 means you the tumor is dangerous or the person is having disease. 0 means person is not having disease. So when you plot it, okay, these point comes, okay, and if you apply your linear regression, the straight line will come something like this. Everyone agrees to this? First of all, this case. And based on size, we have found that, okay, if you set the probability at 0.5%, okay, up to this side, means before this size, if the tumor size is supposed 2 centimeter, okay, till 2 centimeter, it is not dangerous or it is fine, not a big problem. But if it is exceed 2 centimeter, then it becomes a very big problem. Okay, so this case is clear to everyone.
Yes, Ji.
Okay. Now, anyone is having confusion like probability is always 0 to 1, that is fine. Then why this line is going beyond 1 and why this line is going beyond 0? So this is the first topic of this classification. So we'll give enough time here to sort out all the confusion. So why this extra part here and here?
ये fitting problem is.
Yeah, you can say that. That since that is the what we are discussing here, issue with linear regression. So what happens? This line becomes like this actually. This you remove it. So ideally it should be like this. Means if size is increasing, then this is 100% problem. But suppose size is here 3 centimeter, okay, then we can say that, okay, this is 0.75, okay, it means if 0.75 is coming, this is also a what you say malignant, so we project it here and this way it comes. So ideally what happens, all these, wait, I will clear it, it became very much dirty. Okay, so first of all, what happened in real case, these 8 point lies like this. You can say, okay. Now in classification, it is a probability based, means these point, we have decided a threshold called 0.5. if it is less than 0.5, we assign it 0. Okay, because we have to categorize it. The person is having disease or not disease. So you can say that suppose a person who got, okay, he is having 0.4% probability of getting disease. So we will categorize him as a no disease. Okay. If it is like a 75% he is having disease, so it means we have categorized it. He is having disease, means yes, 1. So this is the role of probability here. It is a probability based thing. Okay. So what happens, since probability cannot be more than 1 and it cannot be less than 0. So what happens, your line will become like this. Means if your size is less on this side, beyond this point, it is definitely 100% that this is not a disease anymore. Okay, not even slight doubt. And if it is more than this point, because this signifies more than 100%. Okay, it is going beyond 1. So we say that, okay, 100%, it becomes, you cannot go beyond 100%, so it is 100%. So your line become like this. Everyone agrees to this?
Yes, Rishi.
Everyone, right?
Yes, Rishi.
Okay,
Yes, Rishi ji.
okay. Now, second problem, what happens? Suppose there is a concept called outlier. Outlier means one point is standing very much different away from the crowd. So your crowd is here, okay? But one point is very much separated from the crowd. So this is called as outlier, okay? So what happens if from previous example, we were having 8 points, 4 are these and 4 are these. Now suppose 1 point, we got data point here in our training set, okay? Then definitely your best fit line will distort a little bit towards the outlier, right? Because this point will influence the best fit line somehow, correct? Everyone agrees to this?
Correct, Rishi ji.
Yes, Rishi.
Okay, so in this case, if you apply the same 0.5%, okay, so it will what to say, intersect this line here, and then you will see your prediction, okay, some of the point which you earlier predicted was yes, actually this is nothing but your projection here, okay. So now these are less than 50%, so it will fall here. Means even the size is more than 2 centimeter from previous case, okay. But because of this outlier, okay, when this outlier was not there at that time, these 2 points were considered as tumor, means they were diseased. But because of this outlier, they become less than 50% probability. And now even at you can say that this is suppose 3 centimeter, even it is close to 3 centimeter, it is falling. Now it will fall here, okay. So these are wrongly categorized now as here, means no disease. So this is because of the outlier effect. Your linear regression prediction is going wrong, okay. So we need to see, first of all, this line is again will be like this. So one issue is this line cannot represent correctly. So it should be ideally something like this. One straight line, then it will come till here, and then it will become straight. One, it should be this. And even if you do like that, because of outlier, your prediction will go wrong. Okay. So this was the issue with linear regression. That's why in classification problem, we take a different approach. So logistic regression or logistic function is a sigmoid function. Okay, so sigmoid function, some of the properties of sigmoid function is that it is always between 0 and 1. Okay, the value of sigmoid function is always between 0 and 1. You can say actually the graph is not perfect. First of all, it is in the S shape, plus as it goes before, it is like an infinity. It comes like this. Okay, same way, when it goes to positive infinity, it approaches the value of 1. You can say this is approaching 1, and when it goes to negative infinity, it approaches to value 0. Okay, so this is your sigmoid function. Now, in this case, if you see, the same outlier is there. Doesn't matter how many outlier you create here. Okay, it will not distort the graph. This graph will continue to go like this, and these points are on the graph only, right? It may be on the 0.8. Okay, this may be around 0.2. Okay, so whatever is here, suppose this is 2 centimeter, like our first case. So this will not change much. So your prediction will remain okay, good. That is why we follow for classification model logistic regression. And logistic regression is nothing but yours. It follows sigmoid function. Okay. Now one question will come definitely. This is logistic regression, but the problem is classification. So why we are saying it is a logistic regression? Any idea? Anyone knows about it? Some people definitely knows about it. So when logistic regression becomes a classification problem, I just answered it. When logistic regression becomes a classification problem.
Right, based on the points, we are saying yes or no, like between true and false.
Correct. So what happens till if you are not applying probability based classification, right? Your points are lying on the curve only, these points. Okay. Okay. You are not doing anything. You are not categorizing anything. Okay. Till that point, this is whole true. Even in your linear regression, you can get this kind of graph. Okay. But the moment you apply your probability based classification, means if it is more than 0.5%, then it is like a 1, value 1, means it is a disease. Okay. At that time, this logistic regression becomes a classification problem. Okay. Everyone clear?
Yes. So Rishi ji, even linear regression also can be called as a classification type, right?
No. That's why.
Because
Okay.
because even in that line also we can like if the dots are falling more than 0.5 towards positive, then it was going to like
Correct.
having disease.
Correct. But that is the explained that if you do that, you will get wrong predictions, because the outlier impact will be more in case of linear regression, right? This line,
Yeah.
if you see the outlier impact on the linear regression is very high. That's why we don't use regression lines in case of our classification. Okay. Any question or confusion? Okay. So definition of linear regression. Linear regression assumes that data follows a linear function. Okay. We have seen in the assumptions, 5 assumptions of linear function, that data follows more or less like a linear. Logistic regression models the data using sigmoid function. Okay. So if you see, this is your linear regression formula and this is your sigmoid function. P is probability. So when you put value of y here, okay, this equation you will get. So this is called as your logistic regression. Okay. Yes. Any question till now on linear regression? Okay. We'll see confusion matrix now. So now what happens? You are making prediction, but how to predict the accuracy or how to calculate the accuracy of a classification model? We have not seen the accuracy, or we have not seen till now anything in the regression model. That topic I will arrive later. That is little bit tough topic. So I'm trying to avoid as of now tough topic actually. Okay. So first round I will just cover the very simple topic. Okay. So here confusion matrix. It is really confusing, but we'll see how to read it. So in this graph or in this picture, you see this is actual result. First of all, you can measure the accuracy of a model only when you are having actual result and when you are having predicted result. Then only you can say that, okay, whatever I predicted, that is correct or incorrect. Okay, everyone agrees here? Or anyone disagrees? You can raise your voice now.
I agree, Rishiji.
Okay. So here, suppose we are having total 100 readings. That's why I have written here n equal to 100. Okay. Now actual result. Suppose in case of diabetes. Okay. 100 out of 100, 68 are positive and 32 are negative. Means 68 people are having diabetes. Okay. And 32 people are having non-diabetic people. Okay, this is your actual result. Now you built some model and you predicted out of those 100 people, you predicted total 73 are diabetic and 27 people are non-diabetic. Okay, everyone understand this graph till this point? How to read? Actual 68, 32, predicted 73, 27. Everyone is clear? Okay.
Rishiji.
Okay. Now, true positive. We'll see this square. True positive. Okay. So it means that out of 73, which you predicted as diabetic, 65 were correct and 8 were incorrect. So this is positive. You predicted positive and it was positive, means it was diabetic. Okay. So it means this is true positive. Positive is what you predicted and this is true. Okay. So this is called as true positive. Now, for 8 people, you predicted wrongly because you said they are diabetic, but actually they were not diabetic. So this is called as false positive. Everyone clear on this point? See, in case of classification, your date, this thing can happen, right? You said that, okay, you predicted this person is diabetic, but actually that person may not be diabetic. So that is the only thing can go wrong. Either it is yes or either it is no. That is why here it is false positive. You said the person is diabetic, but it is the person was not diabetic, so it is called as false positive. Clear on this point? This is very important confusion matrix, and it is confusing also. Okay. Now, predicted negative. Okay. You predicted that 27 people are not having diabetes. But what happened? Out of 27, only 24 people you predicted correctly. You said they are not diabetic, and out of 27, 24 are not diabetic, but 3 are diabetic. Means you have made negative. This negative means false negative. You have predicted wrongly. You said negative, but it is false. And for 24, it is called as true negative because you predicted negative and it is true. These 4 terms are clear to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Now there are certain terms are there. Okay. One is accuracy. What is accuracy? Total, I mean true negative plus true positive. These are the things which you predicted very correctly. That is your this box and this box, right? So sum these value because you predicted these things only correctly. So that is 65 plus 24, 89. And how many were total reading? 100. So that is why divided by 100, you will get 89% accuracy. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me if these two are your correct result, what are your incorrect result?
False negative and false positive.
Correct.
Yeah, false.
Correct. If you plus these things means here your prediction gone totally wrong. So this diagonal, if you see, is nothing but your error rate. False positive plus false and false negative plus false positive divided by total reading. This is error. So this is nothing but your accuracy plus error is total 100%. Very simple. Okay. Now there are some 2 other terms are there called precision and sensitivity or recall. Okay. The formula of precision is true positive by predicted yes. Means true positive. This comes, precision comes this way. 65 divided by 73. This is called as precision. Okay. And sensitivity comes this way. 65 divided by 68. This becomes 0.96. This is called as sensitivity. Okay. I will explain. why we are taking these two different terms? What is the role of this? We'll take a case study. But till this point, any question on confusion matrix? Any question?
So if we do,
Yes, go ahead.
okay, so this can be accuracy can be calculated in other way, right? I mean, in 68,
Hmm.
I have calculated correctly 65.
Hmm.
So 68 by 65 into 100, how much it is coming?
Sorry, what? What?
68.
Hmm.
68. See, total actual positive is 68, but my prediction is 65.
Hmm.
So 68 by 65 into 100, right?
Hmm.
That is how much? That is also same, right? No, that is different.
You are saying accuracy 65 divided by 100.
Uh, uh, 65 divided by 68 into 100.
Into 100 is fine. That is fine. Everywhere in this point, if you multiply by 100, it will be 100 like in percentage term. The result will be in percentage. That is fine. 65 by 68 is not accuracy. This is sensitivity. Different term is used here. Sensitivity. And
Okay.
if it is 65 by 73, then it becomes precision. We'll explain by taking case
So,
study. Huh.
so Rishiji, precision, why we are taking only TP? It may be a TN divide by predicted no.
It may see. I mean, by definition, it is like this, but true negative. Okay.
True negative divide by predicted no.
Till now, I have not seen that kind of term here. Okay, but what happened? See, you can say that suppose in case of diabetes. Okay, uh, we have considered here positive class as diabetic. Okay, now you are saying true negative means you have predicted it as a non-diabetic and person was non-diabetic. Okay, here my positive class is diabetic, but if my positive class is non-diabetic, it is the same thing. Means now I have reversed it. Now positive means the person is not having diabetic. So that will come same thing like true negative became this one, true positive. So I mean what I want to say that you calculate one sensitivity and based on your case you can increase or decrease it depending on your case. Okay. You can
Yes, Rishiji.
like accuracy or error. Here if I say suppose there's no term called error, there's accuracy only. So it is understood that okay, whatever is remaining that is error. Here we have defined only one term precision by taking true positive. We have not taken true negative. You can say that. There's no term till now. I don't know what it says to true negative. Okay.
Okay.
I will. I will just take one case study, then you will understand. No problem. In short, okay, one thing I will tell you.
But Rishiji, if in precision, if we take Tn divide by predicted no, then also it's coming near to 89 only. If you divide this 24 divided by 27, so it's also coming the same thing. It's just like if you can predict correctly this occurrence means this positive cases, or you can predict correctly the negative cases. It's the same thing, I believe.
Looks
See,
like
if you are saying you have predicted negative cases properly, so definitely
it's the same
it
thing.
goes other way around. Same thing.
So this is true 24 by this is 65 by 68. This is 24 by 32, correct?
Actual, yes. 32, yes.
Then it will not come like that. It is your 75%. Because here you, wait a minute, what is this sensitivity, right? Sensitivity is true positive divided by actual yes. Okay. And at that time it was 65 by 73 and you said 24 by 27. No, these two are not same because the number which you are dividing is different. Plus these terms are also involved. That's
Yeah,
why.
sensitivity won't go like this.
Correct. So it will not go like that. So, okay. We'll take the case study. Try to understand it. Then we'll understand why precision and recall sensitivity we take. Suppose we take a spam filter. Okay. Spam filter. Now, don't read anything, just understand. Okay. Now your positive class is spam, means if it is coming positive, it means it is spam, and if it is negative, it is mean not spam. Okay, you can reverse these things also. Okay, that's why we have to declare it. Positive class means spam. Okay, someone can say that, okay, positive class I will take as not spam also. So then your case will reverse. Okay, so just consider your positive class is spam. Okay, now what happened in case of spam? Some mail came and you categorize that mail as a not spam, but it is actual spam. Will you lose anything here? Some mail came that you won some lottery. Instead of going into spam, you got that mail into your inbox. I think that is up to some extent is fine, correct? But if you get some very important mail, that some income tax notice or some bank mail, some very important mail, but it is wrongly characterized as spam and it gone to spam folder. Now you tell me which one is more dangerous?
Second case.
Second case, correct? The mail which is wrongly characterized as your spam. So that cannot be tolerated, right? And that generally never happens if you are using Gmail, that you got very important mail into your spam folder. But in your inbox, many times spam mail comes, correct? Everyone agrees to this point?
Correct.
Okay. Now, so it means that you categorized something as negative, means not spam, but that turned out to be false. So it means false negative, correct? You said negative means you said it is a not spam. Just a minute. Yeah, false negative means you said something not spam, but that is a spam. So this is acceptable. Okay. But you categorize something as positive means spam, but that is false means that is not wait, spam and not spam. You said something is spam, but that was actually not spam. So this is not acceptable. This is fine to everyone?
Yes, Rishi ji.
Okay. Yes. Yes, Parmesh ji.
Hello?
Tell me.
See, can you repeat this again? MN and FP again. Just a little bit confusion.
Fine.
Can you repeat? Yeah.
See, suppose some mail came, okay, like lottery. You won lottery, okay. Now you said this mail negative means it is not a spam, but since it is spam, it means it is false negative, correct?
Yeah.
Now another mail call, some meeting request. This is important, okay. Now you categorize this as a positive, means it is a spam. However, it was categorized wrongly because it is not a spam, but you categorize it spam. So this becomes false positive. So this is acceptable. Lottery you won, but this is not acceptable. Correct? Okay. Now
It is a false positive. It is the false positive. That means you wrongly defined as correct things.
Okay, 1 minute. Actually, please rejoin because it's going to be over. So just rejoin the session. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll continue.